wanted to take a quick minute to revisit cylinders, support systems, cast iron liners for FRM sleeves, because this is one of those things that I've mentioned before. I think twice now before. One time was just kind of repeating the same thing I'd said before, but got lost in a long video. So I'm always talking about solutions for FRM sleeves, and now I'm in that situation where I have to deal with solutions to my FRM problem because I have an S2000 with an F20C, and no, I'm not case swapping it. I want this car up and running the way I want it to be running in the next few months. All right. As a personal update, I may be buying my ECU this weekend. If that's the case, then the last big thing I need to buy would be the exhaust manifold, and the rest of it is manageable. So we are technically trending to be ahead of my schedule. I wanted this done by the end of summer. Car rebuilt, boosted, and tuned by the end of the summer. I think it might be somewhere in the midsummer now, maybe even earlier, depending on how business goes with VHP engines. Anyway, so I talked to you guys before about FRM solutions, saying that not Nippon Racing, that CSS has their system where they can put, I'm pretty sure, I'm not, of course, the guy doing this, so I can't be 100% sure. I think what they do is they bore out the original sleeves, and then they add a cast iron liner, I believe. Now, what's cool about this solution is that obviously it gets, you bypass the FRM material. You can use whatever pistons you want at that point. Now, in my personal situation, I want this car to be drivable wherever I go. I want to use pump gas. I don't want that to be an issue. So my limits are going to be at the 500 horsepower range. 450 to 500 wheel horsepower. I'll be happy with those numbers. 500 wheel horsepower for bragging rights. 400 and something if something runs short on the dyno, that's fine. But I plan on doing a simple build, but even me doing a simple rebuild, the stock internals are they're well enough for what I want. But I also know that it's not an uncommon thing to see the FRM chewed to pieces, even with just a high mileage engine in there. And I think the odometer on the S2000 is like 152,000. I think it rolled over to 52,000 as I was driving it home. So again, I want this to be quick when, so I'm trying to make this as smooth as possible. Like if in a perfect world, I'm dropping the F20C and doing the rebuild on the weekend and having the engine ready to go back after the weekend's finished. So perfect world. But like I try to tell potential customers or anybody, it's like, I don't know what an engine's going to look like until I open it. So I'm not going to, if I'm going to use the engine, my engine that's already in the S2000, not buy one on the side, then I'm not going to know what I'm dealing with until I open the damn thing. So I'm also acknowledging that the fact that the block might not be usable as is, like I might have to send it out for machine work. And the reason why I want to revisit the CSS thing is because there's like some fine print that I don't know how that I glazed over before or glanced over and just didn't see, is that the price tag is $850. Now I know for you budget seekers, $850 is like, because nobody even wants to pay the $500 for regular machine work, or $400, $400 something for regular machine work. So when you hear $850, it kind of like takes you back. But the thing that I didn't notice before is that $850 that also covers the machine work. So it's not just, you're getting the liners and then you got to pay for machine work on top of that, because that's the same thing with the O-rings. Like that's the thing that people don't think about. The O-ring costs $200. It's another $75 to deck it. You have to deck it before you O-ring. So O-ring is not $200. It's $275, right? Almost $300. So with this $850 price tag, it's not just the price of putting in the new liners. It's also the price of the full machine work. You also get the bore, hone, deck, and jet wash included in that. So if you really think about it, it's not really $850. You're only paying, like, was it $400 something? You're paying around that price, or $875. Yeah, you're paying around $500 for the liners, really, because you're gonna have to bore, hone, and all that shit anyway for a fresh block. So this $850 price tag all of a sudden seems a whole lot better. And of course, this isn't just for me or S2000 owners. This also could be like, for anybody with an H22 or whatnot. And of course, the option is to go with the CSS if you want to go for big power. But in my situation, I'm not going for big power. I just want a healthy block. So if the situation occurs where I'm going to keep my F20 that's currently in the S2000, and if it's a little fucked up, then I'm going to go get have CSS redo the liners. But then that takes me to a whole nother question of what am I going to do for pistons? You know, like I just said, stock internals are good for, like, I think they've been tested and proved up to 700 horsepower. For me, you know, I would add ARP rod bolts at the very least, and I'm going to also do a SuperTech valve train, just so that way I can cheat and use RPM to milk out peak horsepower if I want to. Other than that, I don't really think I'm going to need pistons rods. And also at this point in time, you know, I'm trying, again, like I said, I have a goal, a time limit goal, and if I want to meet that goal, then I got to try and get there. I don't want to say as cheaply, but I want to go there the most cost-effective way, so that way I don't price myself into pushing the deadline back. And of course, guys, you know, what's most likely going to happen is this is going to be like a warm-up build just to get the S2000 running the way I want it, just that way I can claim the car as properly mine, because it'll be my engine at that point. And then what most likely will happen is I'll have the car, I'll have it tuned and ready to go, and I'll be out driving the meets and whatnot. And then while that's going down, I'll most likely be looking for a secondary block, maybe even an F22 to upgrade. And at that point in time, what I'll probably do is have that be a built engine, you know, like probably have it prepped for around 800 horsepower, even though I don't see me doing that, because I want to drive the S2000. I might even daily it, if as long as it's not a problem with the speed bumps. So by work, so it'll be capable of turning it up. And then the other idea that I'm already playing with now is, and maybe somewhere in the future, buying a fucking a rebuild title S2000 for like $8,000 or $9,000, and then having that one be like full race. That's probably gonna happen, guys. I can see that happening, because the S2000 I have is pretty fucking clean title. I don't want to beat it up, you know. I want it to be able, plus I want it to be accessible to go wherever, because I want to be able to get this car out for you guys to see it, you know, not just to see me, but to see the car. And then probably get another S2000 for bragging rights, for power. All right, guys, so just some stuff I want to throw out there. I think I probably talked more about my car than I talked about that, but it's just something to think about, guys, if you want to invest in fixing your FRM problem. I mean, like I said, if I pull out my engine and it's chewed up, then that's what's going to happen to it. So just something that more food for thoughts. Now, thanks, guys, for watching, and you know, cylindersupportsystem.com, guys. Just go and scroll through all their services and good stuff there. Peace.